Okay, famous horror movies. Not every horror movie. You've got to emphasize that. Not every horror movie, obviously. And we've got from best, really good, mid/fun, bad but watchable, unwatchable, trash. I don't know if I'm gonna put many in unwatchable trash because I regularly watch trash on stream.
Yeah, you do.
So, like, my whole fucking room is just covered in horror shit. So, I feel like this is very on brand for me. And it says there's 38 here. Oh, bro,
Okay.
there are some absolute bangers here. This is very easy for me.
And I saw the Evil Dead ones, and I was like, ooh, yeah, Matt has to do this.
Okay. Fuck, this is... and
I
these are-
actually don't think... I don't think I've seen any of these. I don't think I've seen a single one of these.
Fuck. Okay.
Alright, let's see it.
Okay. I'm gonna start... Do I start with the ones that I know are immediately gonna be in the best? Because that's so easy for me. I mean, I've got a fucking tattoo of Ash right there. So...
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Alright. Let's do this. Freddy vs. Jason. One of the few movies that I can remember... Actually, not one of the few movies, but with my old best friend Mark, we snuck into the cinema to see that maybe 6 or 7 times. And I pre-ordered the DVD before
wow.
pre-orders were really a thing. I've watched this movie probably 25 plus times in my life. I love this movie. It's iconic, and I really wish that we got the Freddy Jason versus Ash sequel we were meant to get. However, it is an iconic movie for me, but I can't really rank it in the best category. Or can I? Have you watched this one?
Nope. I've never seen a single one of these movies.
Fuck, do I? I'm just trying to put it in the context of the two series, like the two franchises. Like, where do I rank this in the context of the Friday the 13th franchise, or where do I rank this in the context of the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? It's definitely one of the best Nightmare on Elm Street ones.
Oh, so it's like two movies.
It's a combination of Jason from...
like a crossover.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh!
It's a combination of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. It's
And
definitely...
what, year did this come out?
2003.
Okay.
It's definitely up there with the Nightmare series. Is it up there? Yeah, I'd say it's up there in the Friday the 13th series as well. I'm going to rank it really good because it leans into the comedy a lot because of Freddy. Like, he's a kind of a comedic killer. Like, he jokes around. So I'm going to rank that really good, but I can't... Yeah, I'm going to keep it really good. I don't think it's the best, but it's definitely up there. Okay, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake from like 2009 or something. I saw this in the cinema at a midnight screening when I was in like fucking high school, and there was a bunch of people that just started smoking joints down the very front of the cinema, and the cinema reeked of weed. And like halfway through the movie, like 3 ushers came down and were like asking us, "Are you guys smoking marijuana in here?" I'm like, "No, I'm straight edge." And I was like pointing down the front there, and they were like cracking cans of pre-mixed drinks and shit. They were like fucking going off their chops.
That's so funny. Remember when movie theaters used to be that packed? Like,
yeah,
man, movies, it's sad what's happening
So
to the
I
movie
can-
theater industry.
it's actually fucked because I can already tell you just by looking at all of these movies here that none of these I would consider unwatchable. But this is easily the worst movie on that list.
Okay.
Easily. So I'm going to put it in bad but watchable. It is not a good movie. The start sequence is pretty atmospheric. They put a lot of effort into Freddy's makeup effects in that movie, but then they added digital effects over the top of his practical effects that they actually filmed, and it looks terrible. Jackie Earl Haley did not do a good job. Did not do an amazing job in that movie. It wasn't awful, but yeah, I could go on about that movie quite a bit, but I won't. Wes Craven's New Nightmare. So that was the last the last Nightmare on Elm Street movie from the 90s. I think it was like 93 or 94. I'm just gonna look that up quickly. 94, yeah. And it was sort of set in the real world, and it was about the actors being haunted by the movie, the Freddy coming into the real world. So it was different. It's definitely a little more esoteric. It's more grounded in reality a little bit. It's Freddy as a much more serious villain. No real joking around. Very minimal comedy. Presents him as a much scarier villain. It's definitely underrated, but it's not my favorite. But it's probably one of the ones that I watched for the furthest into the past. So like, I haven't watched it in quite a few years. Have you seen this one?
No.
Nah. So I'm gonna rank that as good. But there probably will be some people out there that would rank that as really good because it's a much more serious take on Freddy Krueger as a villain. Okay, Nightmare on Elm Street 6, The Final Nightmare. This one is... fuck. Yeah, I'll just show everyone the posters a little more. Final Nightmare. I'm gonna... That's either... Freddy's Dead is that the one where he gets resurrected with dog piss? I'm gonna say it's fun. It's not mid, it's just fun. You really should have picked ones where you have seen a lot of the movies, because like I really need you to bounce off of right here.
Well, this one is so you. Like,
yeah.
These are so you movies. I had to do this,
like,
but I'll look for another one that I've seen.
I have seen every movie here.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it's awesome. It's awesome because like I've experienced everything here. Okay, what do we got here? The Dream Child, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5, The Dream Child. I'm going to put that... Is that mid or is that fun? Or I'm going to put that in fun as well. I was always more of a Jason boy growing up rather than a Freddy boy. That one's fun.
It has 530 movies in it.
Fuck
Jesus.
That. That's like for somebody that wants to stream this for like hours and hours.
I've never even seen most of these.
Dream Child was okay.
Wow.
Okay. Dream Master.
I thought that was a lot. This one has 853.
No, this is nothing. I could rank this like instantly right now. Like just smash them in, not even talk about it. But yeah. I'm trying to talk a little bit about them. Dream Master is good. I didn't like how they took the people that survived Dream Warriors which is part 3. That's my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street movie. I didn't like how it took them and like they had all their powers. They got them in the dream world, and then it killed off the ones that lived. I disliked that as a kid, but it was still one of the better ones. So I'm going to rank that as... I'm going to rank it as good. Dream Warriors Part 3, where they get Freddy's bones, they hit the cop, and they fight the skeleton of Freddy. So cheesy. Maddie goes, I don't watch them, but I've seen the Scream movie with Billy Loomis it's from 96, directed by Wes Craven. Dream Warriors is the best Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and it isn't even close. Nightmare on Elm Street 2, people piss on it. People don't like this one. I really like it, and I love that the director really wanted to create a story that was about a gay man, and he filled the whole movie with like this like secret gay subtext about coming out of the closet. And I just think when you rewatch the movie with that in mind, it's very interesting. I think it's underrated as shit. So I'm going to put that as good. It's definitely one of the better Nightmare on Elm Street movies. How many times I'm going to say Friday the 13th when I'm talking about Nightmare on Elm Street? Super Have you seen any of these?
No.
Fuck, man.
I've never seen a single movie on this list.
Not one. You haven't seen a single movie
Not
yet.
a single one. Not a single movie on the list.
Holy shit. Okay, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1. What else can you say about this movie? There it is right there, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1.
I think one of the Nightmare on Elm Street, I was like, it was like 2 a.m. and someone put it on, but I was like in and out of sleep, so, like waking up and seeing scenes of it. But that's it.
Iconic movie. I really like it, but it's not my favorite. So for that reason alone, I'm going to put it at really good. But I understand that for a lot of people, it's going to be in the best category. Okay. So this is Rob Zombie's Halloween. This is the first Rob Zombie Halloween movie. I saw this in the cinema, and the scene where Michael Myers beats his stepdad to death with the baseball bat, for some reason, when I watched that in the cinema, the sound of the movie was so loud, and it really felt like I was watching a live murder take place. It was just done so realistically. It was the sound of the bat hitting the guy in the fucking skull. There was just something so cathartic about that, and that's the scene I remember more than any. And one of the other scenes that I remember is Danny Trejo's character, the caretaker at the asylum, Michael Myers killing him. I felt so sorry for him. Anyways, people shit on this movie, but I actually really like it, so I'm going to put it as really good or good? I'm going to go really good. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies. And I'm actually going to go to the second Rob Zombie Halloween movie now, which is right there, because why wouldn't I cover that directly after, makes the most sense to cover it. So this movie is pretty psychedelic, and the director's cut of the movie is a lot longer, and it goes into there's a lot of scenes that don't even feature Michael Myers in it, and there's that storyline about the white pony that it's really interesting. People hate that one even more. I really like it. It's got some absolutely brutal kills in it, especially in that doctor's room, the hospital or whatever. So I'm gonna go put that as good, and I'm gonna list that as underrated. I'm gonna say good / underrated. So yeah, that's my ranking. I know that those two are not going to be widely loved. Have you watched any of the Halloween movies?
No.
Fuck me. Okay. John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. I'm just going to do this in order from now on, rather than going backwards. It just makes the most sense to just do them chronologically, I guess. Or order of release, I suppose. Halloween 1978. It's slow by today's standards. There's not a lot of gore, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be sort of more meditative.
I thought the 78 one was the best one.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's it's very rewatchable. John Carpenter made it. It's just a fantastic movie. It's an iconic horror movie. What more can you say about it? Okay, so next up, where is Halloween 2? This is no longer canon in the series, and I don't understand why, because it's actually a really good sequel. So the new Halloween trilogy, the one that came out most recently, Halloween, Halloween Kills, and Ends, ignores Halloween 2. And I don't know why you would do that, because it was such a good sequel. I think it was very underrated. I prefer, when I was a kid, when I was more interested in gore and violence rather than storylines. Halloween 2 was the better movie for me because it was much more like like classic fucking slasher movie. There was a lot more gore and blood and violence. Let's go to new. I'm just gonna go to some new music here. So have you not even seen these Halloween movies, Annie?
No.
No, okay.
I only do insurance, hon.
Join HBF today.
I've got an insurance ad. I can't be bothered logging in to get my YouTube Premium. Yeah, this is gonna work so well on my horror channel because people are gonna like watch it and then they're gonna get a better idea of like how I would rank movies.
And then they're gonna be shook that I've never seen any of those.
Yeah, it's gonna be problematic. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, we're in the original series now, so we just did Halloween 2. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. They wanted to turn it into an anthology series. They thought that the Michael Myers story was finished, so they said, all right, let's just turn this into an anthology series where we do a different storyline with with each subsequent film. So this one's about like masks controlled by a company that kills people. When I was a kid, this movie was trash tier for me, even though like that scene where the kid's watching TV with the mask over his head and it crushes his head is fucking gross, and I loved that scene when I was a kid. But sitting through the rest of the movie wasn't worth that one scene. I think this is underrated. I think people have a tendency to overrate it nowadays. They go, oh, but it's actually, people think it's way better than it actually is. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, but I just think it's, definitely something that people overrate, but I still think that it's in the grand scheme of things, it's underrated. Like, people will just probably just skip that one. Okay, Halloween 4, Return of Michael Myers. Oh, fuck. So, Return, Revenge, and Curse of Michael Myers are basically the Thorn trilogy, and they couldn't stick to a proper storyline. So there's 2 versions of the 6th movie. This is a whole different thing that we're going on right here. Fuck, this is complicated. I'm gonna put all of these in mid. 4, which is Return, and then Revenge. I would listen to a case where they could be made as bad.
It's crazy how much you know.
Yeah. The problem is that they tried to turn it with the Cult of the Thorn. They tried to make it like Michael Myers was being controlled by this cult. And in Curse of Michael Myers, there's 2 versions of that film. There's the director's cut, which has all of the Thorn stuff in it, or you've got the theatrical cut, which is the production company were like, holy shit, nobody's gonna watch this and understand any of it. So they tried to eliminate as much of it as possible out of the film. So, and they've barely done a job with it, like a good job with it. And little known fact, not many people know this, but Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, is actually in the movie. He's one of the main characters in the movie.
Wow.
And the thing is, which version of the movie's better? Is it the more streamlined version with all the cult stuff cut out? Even though they show the symbol, like the Thorn cult symbol sometimes, and you go, what the fuck is the relevance of this? Like, why did they leave that in the movie? Get rid of all of it. But then it probably would have been a little too short. So it's like, so which version's better? Because both are bad, but for different reasons. But when I was a kid, the scene where John Ritter's character is in the near the basement, and he gets his head electrocuted and it explodes. I thought that was fucking awesome. So I'm gonna put it in. I don't think that one's mid. I think the story of the production is so chaotic that if you dive into the lore of the Thorn cult and all of that, it's actually really fun. So does that count? Do you think that counts? Like that you find the lore interesting behind the production and all of that? That makes the movie better than it actually is?
Sure.
So that's where I'm going to rank that one.
Oh my god, this one I just clicked on has like 10 tier.
Oh my god. Okay.
But it's actually really... we might have to do this one.
All right. Next up, Halloween H2O from 1998. I think this is the one that has the worst Michael Myers mask. He looks like a fucking dipshit in the movie. And when I was a kid, I liked H2O more than Halloween 4, 5, and 6. And I thought LL Cool J's character was cool in it. But I think it's, with a recent rewatch, it's not great. It definitely was a shit direction to take the movie. So I'm gonna put that in mid/fun. It's like halfway between mid and halfway between fun. It's got some okay kills. It's not very scary. Overall, not amazing. Okay, next up, Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes. They did this movie and they killed Laurie Strode at the start of the movie. And the scene where Michael, I meant to say Jason again, the scene where Michael Myers like flips the knife, that movie taught me how to do that knife trick where you flip the knife. So that's something that every parent wants their child to do. Okay, Halloween Resurrection. They go into that house and they set it up like a reality TV show. This was like when reality TV was really blowing up. It's sort of like that movie I See You, or what's that reality TV horror movie? It's a British one.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember the name right this second, but it's sort of similar to that, although that one came later. I actually think Halloween Resurrection is underrated. That's going to be super controversial because people hate that fucking movie. I think Michael Myers, that's like maybe Michael Myers' best mask. It's like, oh, actually, no, it isn't. But it's an underrated movie. I actually have a Michael Myers mask somewhere over here.
Wow.
Chilling out somewhere. Yeah, so Halloween Resurrection, I think personally for me is underrated. I really like the kills in it. I think the pacing of the movie's pretty quick. There's a lot of action, there's a lot of gore and violence. Busta Rhymes was cool in it. Yeah, underrated. Now we're moving on to David Gordon Green's trilogy of Halloween. So the first one is fucking awesome. Really awesome. Like, he gets his fingers blown off. Like, oh, that movie's fucking awesome. The scene at the start where he goes into the gas station, kills that guy, gets his outfit, the overalls. Yeah. I'm gonna put this in really good. Yeah. I would rank it pretty close to Rob Zombie's Halloween. Halloween Kills. Not as bad as everyone says it is, but it's kind of goofy. The thing that I don't like about it, and what everybody says they don't like about it, is at the end of the movie, Michael Myers, like the town members, all gang up on Michael Myers because he's just one guy, and like they start like fighting back and they like kick his ass and stuff. And then maybe this is the director's cut, but then Michael Myers like hulks up and fucking eviscerates them all, like fucking brutalizes them all. So it's like kind of goofy, but it's like fun. So I think it's a little underrated. People unfairly crap on it. Okay, now Halloween Ends, where Michael Myers is thrown into a meat grinder at the end, basically, into a car crusher.
Jeez.
Annie said tmaker.com.
So, Halloween Ends has, what's the actor that, like the kid? Rowan Campbell. So yeah, Rowan Campbell is in the movie, and he plays Corey Cunningham, and his storyline in the movie was so fucking engaging. Like, he gets bullied. He gets bullied, and then so he's like got a darkness in him, and then he finds Michael Myers, and like helps him start killing again. And I was like, oh, so this is what the storyline is. They're gonna set it up so Michael Myers dies, and then you've got Corey Cunningham taking up the reins as like the new Michael Myers. I thought there was so much to explore in that scenario. Like, I saw this in the cinema with one of my friends, Jack, who is actually part of this server but never engages with it, but he's part of it. And I was fucking loving the movie, like genuinely loving the movie, right up until they kill him at the, like, in the staircase, or whatever. They kill Corey off, and I'm just like, so the whole first half of the movie is completely pointless now. You've killed off any meaningful way to tell the story in the future. And then you've got the final fight between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Not as good as the fight at the end of that Halloween, but it's still pretty good. Then he gets minced together. It's a good movie. I want to kind of put it in really good, but I dislike so many of the decisions in it that it can only get a good / underrated from me. Alright, I'm going to save Evil Dead for last, because that's my favorite film series of all time. And I'm gonna burn through that. I'm just going to go bing, bing, bing. Okay, Friday the 13th, part 1. This one does not have Jason as a killer. It's got Jason's mum, Pamela Voorhees. This movie really holds up, directed by Sean Cunningham. This movie is fucking awesome. It's still to this day, the kills are pretty brutal. Yeah, really good movie. It's got a young Kevin Bacon in it. I think it's just iconic. It is so fucking iconic. And I think there's a lot of younger people in particular that dismiss the movie simply because Jason isn't in it as the killer. Okay, next up, we've got Friday the 13th, part 2. Now, this has Jason in it, but he doesn't have the hockey mask. He wears a burlap sack over his head. This movie is pretty good as well. I really rate it. I'd probably put it on par with the first Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, part 3, 3D. This is where Jason gets his mask. This one is also really good. So you can instantly see this is already doing better than the Nightmare on Elm Street series and Halloween. Got some really memorable kills in this one. He gets the axe to the side of the head at the end of the movie, and you go, how the fuck does somebody survive that? How can this bloke survive that? So this is the movie where Jason is sort of killed. Like, basically killed. Like, no human being could survive that. But somehow, he survives it in the final chapter. And this movie is incredible. Probably the most iconic slasher movie of all time. It's got Corey Feldman in it. And it is just a fantastic horror movie. It's got some absolutely gnarly kills that the doctor that's watching the Pilates, he's watching these women dancing on TV, showing their butts on TV, and you're like, who's fucking watching this shit at midnight? Like, this is so bizarre. And Jason like takes the medical saw and fucking saws into his neck and like twists his head. Fuck, when I saw that when I was a kid, I was like, wow, this movie is incredible. So this is the Tommy Jarvis. This is sort of like the Tommy Jarvis movie. It's probably the best Friday the 13th movie. And it's up there with like the best slasher movies of all time. Next up, Friday the 13th, part 5, New Beginning. People hate this movie because it doesn't have Jason. It's got Roy, the guy that kills the fat kid at the start for the candy bar, which is when I think of Friday the 13th as a series, I think of that scene. Have you seen any of these movies, Annie? You're just letting me ramble, just letting me rant on about these movies. Oh, she's muted her mic. So yeah, New Beginning. I think it's actually, they trimmed away a lot of the gore. Like the things that make you love the movie are not in the movie. It's like not particularly gory. I think it is underrated. Like I rewatched this and reviewed it on my YouTube channel. And it's not as bad as I remembered it being. It's definitely, I was going to say underrated, but I think it's more just some of the goofiness in it. Like that guy that's riding the motorbike around his house and he's like screaming and it's like 30 seconds of non-stop noise and it's just so fucking chaotic. So I'm going to put that in fun. It's stupid. It's a goofy, fun movie. Friday the 13th. Part 6, Jason Lives. So they resurrect Jason. So I should say Tommy Jarvis is institutionalized in that movie. And he comes back in Jason Lives, played by Tom Matthews, who's Freddy in Return of the Living Dead. This one's underrated. This is definitely one of the more underrated movies. Gory, but not the goriest. Like I think like Final Chapter is probably the goriest. I would say Part 6 is underrated. Okay, Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. This movie would be better if they kept the gore in it. The telekinetic child storyline, I thought it was goofy when I was a kid. But some people, I think this was Kane Hodder's first movie as Jason. This is a fun one for me, but just the lack of gore. Jason's face reveal though, when it's like real fucking gnarly and stuff, is pretty cool. It's fun. So I'm gonna rank it as fun. Don't know if I can put it on the same tier as Part 6 though. Jason, Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Stupid movie, goofy movie, but I can't help but like it. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. Not a lot of gore, but a lot of cool moments. And yeah, good soundtrack. Jason Goes to Hell. Okay, this one is a little different. It's about a worm that possesses people, and it's like sort of like Jason's sort of like a worm that possesses people. Sort of like a little religious. It's a little different. It's not my favorite. The scene at the end where Freddy's hand comes out of the dirt, that's probably the best part of the movie. Or when Jason at the start gets fucking riddled with bullets and destroyed. Like just absolutely gets torn to pieces by bullets. I'm gonna put that one in mid territory. Actually, I'm gonna go bad but watchable. It's kind of strange. Jason X, people love this one. I'm gonna go it's really good. I think it's not the best one, but it has some of the best gore. The sci-fi setting is so unique and interesting. And when Jason gets the nanotech and becomes like Super Jason, it's fucking next level. Okay, then we have the 2000s remake of it. This one was pretty good. I really like this one. What more can you say about that? Yeah, I think that's a fair rating for the Friday the 13th remake. Now we have the Evil Dead series. Okay. So, Evil Dead Part 1, the most horror focused of all of them, the least amount of comedy, best. Evil Dead Part 2 is the best horror comedy of all time. Army of Darkness is my favorite movie of all time and has been my favorite movie since I was about 6 years old. Yeah, that movie, like between Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness, those are the seminal movies from my childhood. Like, I wanted to be Ash when I was a kid because of those two movies. Evil Dead, the 2013 reboot. It's fucking awesome.
I'm back.
I'm gonna put the 2013 Welcome Back, Evil Dead reboot at really good, but I don't want you to think I don't love it because
Oh no! I missed your Evil Dead ranking.
Yeah, that's the bloke with the chainsaw hand, Ash. Okay, so just as a recap for Annie.
You better upload it to YouTube.
Yeah, I will. It was pretty quick. So for the Evil Dead series.
I was waiting for that. Okay.
For the Evil Dead series, I went Evil Dead 1's the most horror focused. Smash that up top. Evil Dead 2 and Army of Darkness were like my top 2 favorite movies and have been my top 2 favorite movies since I was like 6 years old. Like, Army of Darkness is my favorite movie of all time. It's the most iconic movie in my life. It's the movie that I'm the most nostalgic for. It's one of the very few movies that I could rewatch on a loop over and over again. It's like, I can't say enough good things about it. I think it's the best movie ever made. It's got everything. It's got horror, comedy, slapstick, action, adventure. It's like they take Ash from Evil Dead 2 and put him in like a medieval action adventure fantasy movie. It's got a massive army of skeletons, so it's sort of like Jason and the Argonauts in a way. Like, yeah, just with the stop motion effects. It's just I can't say enough good things about it. And then Evil Dead 2013, the reboot for that. Awesome movie, super gory, super dark. A welcome return to like the more horror focus of the series. Like, it still has some like dark comedy in it, but it's much more of a focus on horror and gore. It's Mia in that movie is fucking awesome, and how they dropped the ball by not bringing her back in Evil Dead Rise is just a huge mistake. She was awesome in that movie.
Is Evil Dead Rise the one that just came out?
Yeah, so Fede Alvarez that made Evil Dead liked Mia's actress in that movie so much, he brought her back for Don't Breathe. Evil Dead Rise is my least favorite of the 5, but I still really liked it, and I thought, what's the Australian actor's name? Alyssa Sutherland, I think her name is. She's the main villain, the main Deadite in Evil Dead Rise, the mum. She carries that movie so fucking hard. And yeah, this movie, I put Evil Dead Rise below 2013 reboot, but I still really liked it. My only critique, my only real proper critique of Evil Dead Rise is that the movie is so fucking dark. I thought it was the cinema, like, because you know how sometimes you go to the movies and you'll be like, oh, that movie was pretty dark, it wasn't very well lit, and you go home, you wait for the DVD or the Blu-ray or whatever to come out, and you watch it and it like looks great. Well, with Evil Dead Rise, they didn't do that. It was, so I watched it in the cinema. I was like, wow, this movie was super dark. Like, not like, it's a dark movie in that like the content is dark. But I was like, okay, I bet you it'll look better when I buy the 4K Blu-ray of it. So I bought the 4K Blu-ray of it when it came out. I even pre-ordered it. I watched it on like the day that I got it in the mail, and it was still so dark. It's like, it's so poorly lit. I don't know if that's like they've done something in post-production to make it so dark, but it really does detract from the quality of the movie. So yeah, that's my ranking of these horror films. It's probably going to be pretty controversial, but I think of myself as like You know, I've been watching horror movies since I was a kid. It's like one of the things I'm most passionate about in life. So I stand behind these ratings more than anything else I've ranked so far. And those are my rankings.
You also have every right to be confident because you have not a single arguing you.
Yeah. But I think it's more about that I like
Who
know.
just joined? Is that Zombie?
Zombie, yeah. But
Yeah,
it's
you
more
definitely
that,
know your shit. I would trust it.
yeah, it's more that like I have watched all of these movies multiple times, and like these are part of my childhood as well, and like I can look at things in such a way that like, look, the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot from like late 2000s is dog shit. But even when I was watching it in the cinema, and despite the fucking dudes smoking weed at the front of the cinema and just acting like fucking spastics, I still had fun in the cinema. And when I think of that movie, I think of the memories associated with that. Like just being like old enough to see it in the cinema because it was MA 15 plus, and going to see that with like your boys and your girlfriend, and like that was like maybe the first horror movie I saw with a girlfriend in the cinema. I don't hate it for that reason, but I can understand why people fucking loathe the movie. Jason Goes to Hell is another one. It's just so different from the other Friday the 13th movies, but it's sort of, in a way, it's like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, where it's like not really about anything to do with Haddonfield or Michael Myers. Like, Jason Goes to Hell isn't really about Jason. It's about something else entirely. Except Halloween 3 is actually well made and it's an interesting movie, whereas Jason Goes to Hell is not great. So yeah, those are my rankings. Let us know what you think of them. I don't think you would like have many people that would simply have seen every single film on this list.
Would Mary have been able to?
She's seen some of these. Like, I watched Evil Dead Rise in the cinema with her.
Okay.
She would have seen like half of these, but she loves horror, but I don't think she's seen a lot of these. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, this is a good list, but here's the thing though. A lot of like younger people that do these lists haven't watched the older movies. They only watch new shit. You know what I mean? So it's like all of this stuff, they would put it on and then immediately fucking turn it off.
Like there's when you look at the horror movies list, they're almost all like from the 2000s, or they're like the 70s movies. Like there's not really like. That's why I did this one for you, because it was like the Evil Dead, like to have more than one or two of the Evil Deads, I didn't see that on any of the other ones.
Yeah. And like those movies are just iconic. Like the original Evil Dead trilogy, like easily, like that's just what a trilogy. And then you've got the reboot. Like, it's so rare to have reboots that come in that are actually decent. Like the 2013 Evil Dead reboot. Like it had no right being as good as it was. Like it was so. You could tell the movie was made by people that adored the original trilogy. Like it, and then like I remember seeing that in the cinema and then sitting through the credits. And then Ash is in the end credits, and he's like an older Ash, and he just says groovy.
Groovy.
And it says like Ash will be back, and I was like, fuck, I almost came in my pants. Evil Dead Rise, awesome. Again, like really good, just super dark and couldn't see it properly, but apart from that, just really solid movie. So yeah, that's those are my rankings.